So far, in this next wave of product reinstallment throughout the country, about a third of the country has upgraded their technology already. ES&S has fared very well in those states that have already upgraded their technology. And we're a company that has experienced people. We have a large customer footprint throughout the United States, as well as a large customer footprint here in Ohio. We develop our own software. We develop our software here in the United States. It's written by our employees. Another very important piece when you're looking at the companies. So I think that's all I wanted to say. Does anyone have any questions about the company in general or those topics? Okay, thanks. I'll turn it back over to Stretch and get into the exciting stuff.
Or I should say Mr. Siebert. We all call him Stretch.
Okay, so now the exciting stuff, right? We'll jump into the equipment. Feel free to ask questions along the way and make this intuitive as possible. I'll walk through each piece, and then as well, hopefully, I'll go through your checklist to hopefully make sure I'm covering everything that's on that checklist when it comes to election day stuff. If I'm smart enough to get this thing clipped to my belt, there we go. Okay, so with that, we'll start, as I mentioned, the DS200 looks pretty familiar, right? Okay. A couple of the enhancements we've made to it, just on the box itself. Obviously, we have steel doors now. All right, you guys have the heavy-duty plastic door currently. The casters, the wheels down below, have been upgraded. You guys actually, back when we first deployed the ballot box, you were one of the first counties in the country, and you guys taught us some things about the ballot box when we first started. Because initially, we were loading this down with election supplies, quite heavy. We were snapping some wheels off. We were busting the bottom of the ballot boxes. So now we've reinforced all your current ballot boxes to put that base plate in to make it a heck of a lot stronger to handle your needs. But we saw that as we need to do that, for every ballot box. So the base plate is incorporated, but the wheels have been upgraded since the wheels you guys have. They're gray for one instead of black. I don't know if you've ever had lock on and they'll skip on the floor and sometimes leave black marks. So I see some people smiling here. So that's been upgraded. The wheel's is about twice as wide, so they go over. They do travel quite a bit better than the current ballot box itself. The DS200 itself, we've had some nice upgrades to that. I might even have Heather jump in and help me with some of the upgrades, or Judd, but basically it's been completely redeveloped. You have the 1.1 unit, okay, where it's going to have the look and feel, it's going to look the same to you, but in reality the internals have been completely upgraded. We have a 1 gig DRAM now, so let's just say this House Bill 41, if we do go to early voting where all voters can, we'll be able to put the entire Cuyahoga County onto one machine, where we had issues with your, I think, 512 memory. So the memory's been completely reworked. The feed path, the transport has been completely reworked to help with ballot skew, to go through all that. And there were some of the others.
And one of the things that's always a concern is jams on election day. So in that transport area, we've done some things to reduce jam mitigation. And then the last thing that counties are really concerned about is they want their equipment and the precinct scanner to scan as quickly as possible. So we increased the processor, improved the processor, so it takes about 5 seconds for a full-size DS200 ballot, and an express vote card is about 2 seconds. And that is for a ballot that is saving, or that is for saved images in that. So that's important that it is that quick when it's saving images.
Because remember now, we're basically in the digital world. Digital meaning, we're capturing a full image of the front and back of that ballot. And why that's important will be more in the afternoon session when we start talking about adjudication and write-in review, what we can do when it comes to that scenario. So with that, I'll go ahead and get started. This is typically how the DS200 would be delivered. Same scenario, you guys have wire seals, locks, what you guys currently do, whatever your process can be. But basically the same process. When they lift the lid, it reveals that. Also, I think you guys only have one, right? So we've put two of the hydraulic arms on here just to kind of better stabilize the door a little bit better as well. So obviously it reveals the tabulator. When they lift the lid, as long as it's plugged in, just like today, it's going to turn on. Okay? So the nice thing is, as far as change management goes, it's pretty much next to nothing. The training folks and stuff hopefully are going to like what they see here, because what your poll worker training isn't really going to change a whole lot. And even what the voters are going to be going through when it comes to filling out ballots, when it comes to the DS200. Change management here for Cuyahoga County is pretty much new. Okay? So pretty nice. So obviously you guys are already familiar with the 12-inch touchscreen. We've obviously incorporated some nice newer screens from the digital aspects. We do have a little scan bar down below, so it's kind of telling poll workers what it's doing. So you guys know, you guys are already on a USB stick. It's basically just reading that USB stick. All this data is encrypted. Actually, at this point, where's Toby? Because I know part of this was the security standard, so I want Toby just to touch on some of the a high level of the security real quick.
Sure. Yeah, we'll talk real quick about the USB sticks. The USB sticks, you have them right now, the blue Falcon USB sticks. Those USB sticks are proprietary. You can only get them through us, and what that means is you can't go to Walmart, buy a USB stick, and plug it into any of these machines. They won't even recognize it, they won't even read it, won't even write it to it, right? Secondly, every file that's written to those from our software is digitally signed and encrypted. So if, let's say, a DS200 stick was to get lost on transport back, somebody found it, but they were able to delete a file. As soon as you plugged anything into one of these units, this unit's going to say files have been tampered with because they've broken that digital signature. All the files that are signed, they're digitally encrypted with AES 256 security. Also, with the software-wise, and you guys are doing this now, your hardened systems, we've actually enhanced that a little bit too, and made even the computer systems that operate the software even more secure. We shut down non-essential programs and everything, so those computers are specific to elections, and that's it. Okay, so no plain solitaire or anything like that on your computers. Okay, is that? And anybody have any questions more on security-wise on these systems?
And we'll dive in a little deeper in the afternoon when it comes to the software and everything, but I know that was a bullet item on the agenda, so I just wanted to have Toby touch on it real quick. Okay, so the DS200 went ahead and it read that stick and it basically booted up. So it's basically, as you guys know, it's a polling place specific machine, so it can read any of the precincts at that location. Green check marks are good. It's basically saying, hey, this voting device is ready for polls to be open. Election definition found, names the election and the poll location that you're at. So if this could be, Cuyahoga 1A or, Cleveland 12B or St. John's Church, whatever you guys use for your polling locations that your PEOs are used to seeing. And we're plugged into electricity, okay? All these units have an internal battery, so you guys know the DS200, but it is part of the inside of the system. A lot of our other competition, other industry, they use COT systems. A lot of times that battery is external. They do have a battery at all, so we'll talk to that a little bit more. But we're plugged in, so basically now they have a choice. They want to don't open and turn off, or go ahead and open the poll. As soon as they hit open poll, we'll automatically print them a 0 report, okay? And you guys are all used to that. It's just a line by line, race by race, candidate by candidate, true 0. This election happens to be set up with 3 precincts, so we can do a precinct report, or we can do what's known as a consolidated report. So you can have, if you have a location, that has 10 precincts in it, maybe you don't want to have the tape print out all 10, you can do a consolidated So you have the ability, when you code it, to print a precinct by precinct or a consolidated, okay? Well, that's printing. We're in precinct 2 here. As I mentioned, there's precinct 3. This is the express vote. I have one set up, but just for the, I wanted to show it kind of in the cheat sheet. It said, hey, show how the election morning would be set up. So basically, this would replace the auto mark, all right? I should get a standing ovation for this from all right, from what you guys are dealing with the big old boat anchor of an auto mark, right? Okay? So all this is 22 pounds or 23 pounds inside the case, all right? Basically just unzips, comes right out, okay? A little kickstand in back. I'm going to lay it flat because we do have a power supply that resides into the bin next door here. Power plug, of course, everything is wrapped, tie wrapped here, but. Power source just goes right, plugs in there, and I'm gonna have Judd just plug in the unit in the back there. Sets up like that. Barrel key, you guys are already used to the barrel key on the DS200. Same barrel key for the express boat. So there's just a little side access door.